Hello everyone. I hope you're having an amazing time automating with KonnectzIT. Today, we are going to look at the integration of two applications, namely Live Webinar and Inbox. The best part about the video is we are going to do everything from the scratch, from authorization till automating. So enjoy learning. Starting with, since both the applications are integrated with KonnectzIT, we will directly proceed towards the authorization of these applications. Firstly, I will pick up live webinar, which basically needs permission for KonnectzIT to access your account. So once we are done giving permissions, the authorization is finished. Next, we are going to move on is with the application Inbox. Inbox authorization is extremely simple because you just need to place the username and password which we use to create the account at Inbox. So this particular email ID and password, you'll probably get it at the profile of your account. So this is the email ID and the password. Yes, we have successfully finished the authorization of both the applications. Now we will directly jump on to making the connect by clicking on Create Connect here. Now we are actually going to look at the trigger, which is our live webinar. Since live webinar is a webhook application, we need to place the URL at the desired spot by following the instructions which are given over here. So I'll just copy the URL over here. Next, this is the home page of live webinar. For the URL, we'll go to the integration tab, then the webhook application. Here we need to create a new webhook. Yes, the event we are going to choose as registrant create, as we have chosen the event here also, and the method remaining as post. I'll place the URL and save it. Yes, once we are done placing the URL, the next step we will do is the registration form, wherein people can actually come and register for the webinar. For that, we will click on create form and we'll just fill the basic information here like the form name, and you can choose the parameters as per your wish. I will keep it as first name. You can add as many fields as you want. Last name, and finally the email ID. Yes, once I'm done with this, I will just click on create and my form is successfully created. Now it's the perfect time to schedule the webinar as we like according to the timings. So for that, I will go to the room or events. Here we have two options. I will schedule the webinar. So herein I will fill the basic information for my webinar like the name of it and the date timings. So before scheduling the webinar, extremely important step is to go to the form and club up the form which we have just created. For that, we'll have to enable this toggle of registration form. This is the place we are going to choose the form. So we have created a form which is called new leads just now. So now it is the time to schedule the webinar. Yes, as you can see, I have successfully scheduled the webinar now. So this is the URL where people need to come and fill the registration form. Now it is the time to capture the response. So I will go to the capture response. So with few webhook application, what happens is you need to go and fill out the form initially for it to capture response. So that is something which I will do now. So this is the registration form. I will fill it over here. Yes, I've successfully finished the form now. Now I'll go back to see whether we have captured the response. Yes, as you can see, it has successfully captured the response. The next step will be our dragging with the inbox, wherein we'll be creating a list of all the contacts and all the registrants who are filling up for the webinar. So I'll drag and drop the action now. So I will add the contact to the list, the new registrants which are coming up. So my list is going to be new registration, which I've already created here. So for that, you'll have to go to contacts and you can create how many ever lists you want. I have created a new one, which is called new registrations here. So this is where we'll get all the information regarding the people who are coming up and registering from the webinar. For the mapping fields, we have to go to the data section to find them. So this is the form data. As you can see, this is the first name. And this one here, right here, as you can see, is the last name. They are all in the different fields right now. And lastly, we will look for the email ID. As you can see, this one is the email ID here. Yes, we are done mapping the fields. We will test and review now. It takes, yes, the data has been sent to the inbox. Now we will go on to publishing the Connect. So we have successfully finished publishing the Connect now. So this is where I'm going to get the data. Now I will fill up the form again to see how the webinar workflow is working. I have registered again. Now I'll go back and check. It takes a little time for the capturing responses. Yes, as you can see, we have got the Stephen one, which was initially with which we have filled in the form, and this one I have just filled. So this is how the integration of live webinar and inbox is done. Enjoy automating.